First, I would have Patrick Mahomes, of course.
At one. Okay.
Yeah. Second would be Lamar Jackson. Third would be Jared Goff. Fourth would be Josh Allen. Fifth would be um I've been struggling with five, but I'm gonna go ahead and give fifth to Brock Purdy. And my first two out would be Dak Prescott and Tua Tagovailoa.
Get ready, because you're now listening to Water Cooler Talk. Covering everything sports and sports news. From the NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, the pros, the collegiate level, and everything in between. If it's about sports, then we're about it. So keep it locked to the absolute coolest podcast. Now, your hosts, Nick Frazier and Marcus Fitzpatrick.
Oh.
Let's go. Let's go.
Welcome to the Water Cooler Talk podcast, ladies and gentlemen, the coolest podcast in your ear. My name is Nick Frazier, and the other person you hear on what's seeing. What's your name is, boss? Tell them who you are.
Marcus Fitzpatrick. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, normally I put an applause right here, but you already see the other person on the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, we talk about him every week. Show your love. In the words of Steve Harvey, show your love for DJ Hollywood. Yo, we in the building, ladies and gentlemen. It's a three-man team tonight. We ready to rock and roll. We ready to go, man. We hype. It's a great episode. We always say it's a great episode, man. We always have a great time here at the Water Cooler Talk podcast around the water cooler. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us. Oh, I forgot to say, when you hear our voice, you know what that means. It's Wednesday. And it's time for us to talk about sports, man, and talk about what's going on around the water cooler. Fellas, how y'all doing tonight, man?
I'm good, bro. How you?
I'm doing great, man. Can't complain. DJ, how you feeling?
Man, I'm doing good. Blessed, man, to be around the Water Cooler Talk, man.
Yes.
You know, like,
Yes, that's what
Blessed.
I'm talking about. That's what
We
I'm
made
talking
it.
about.
we really made it now. We on here 2 times.
That's what I'm saying.
First it was like I'm dreaming. Now I need to, really try to pinch myself to see if it's really true.
Yeah, we need more people. We gotta get more people. We gotta get more people to watch us so people be like, yeah, this is it. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank y'all so much for rocking with us, man. As always, man, we thank y'all for being a part of the Water Cooler Talk family. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, like, and share the video, and use that hashtag WCTPod because we're trying to get that thing jumping, man. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk. Hey, if you're still in them Twitter streets, they call it X now. Follow us at CoolestPod23 and on Facebook, man. Follow us on Facebook on our Facebook page at the Water Cooler Talk podcast on Facebook. And if you're listening to us on your favorite podcast player, make sure you like, comment, and rate the podcast on your favorite podcast player. Helps us move up in the rankings of podcasts. We trying to get there, ladies and gentlemen, so keep rocking with us, man. Fellas, we got a great show tonight, man. Y'all ready?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Let's get
sir.
it. Let's go.
Man, the crowd is ready. Everybody's ready for us to go ahead and get this thing started. Team's ready to go. Y'all know what time it is. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the first quarter. Let's go.
It's now time for the first quarter.
I'm excited, man. We got a great show tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and get this thing kicked off in the first quarter, man. Man, we got some Super Bowl 58 fallout, man. Got to be more careful, man. What's going on, man? Can the 49ers not take another L? What's going on with these teams, man? Steve Wilks is now out as the defensive coordinator for the 49ers. This is an interesting story.
I didn't see that coming.
This seems like a scapegoat move to me.
It is.
Capital.
It is.
All capital letters.
But if you seen the Super Bowl when Kyle Shanahan had to call that timeout because he didn't like the defensive formation, I knew as soon as they lose this game, he was gonna be gone the next week.
He said as soon as they lose the game, not if they lose the game. As soon as they lose the game. Yeah,
because at that point, Patrick Mahomes had smelled blood, so I was like, it's finna happen.
Well, when you have the greatest quarterback of all time on the field, I mean, Patrick Mahomes, you can't help it. You can't help it, man. I'm just saying. But go ahead, DJ.
And that's what I think that happened. Like at the end of the day, you playing Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
And Steve Wilks was kind of, playing that conservative defense. Okay, let's just keep him in front of me. So, he doesn't, do, his thing. But at the same time, like if you call on him to make those deep down the field throws, you count on those receivers to make those catches. So, which is I feel that at the end of the day, you gotta, it's a Super Bowl, lay your cards out there, dial up some pressure. Make sure Kelsey is contained, of course, but make somebody else like, make a play.
Yeah.
Make that play downfield. And he was just scared that, even I think like during at the end of regulation and even in overtime, it was like, okay, we are playing off giving, 5 yards, 10 yards, first down, playing for you to get a field goal instead of a touchdown, which is
Well, if you really go back and look at it, like he really struggled the whole playoffs. He gave up 21 points to Jordan.
Yep.
To the Packers with Jordan Love.
Should have lost that game. I'm gonna be honest with you. They should have lost that game. Should have lost that game.
Then he goes to Detroit, give up 31 to Jared Goff. So like you seen the blood in the water. It's just you thought that the talent that he had, he would be able to pull it together.
Well, I'm gonna ask you this question right here. Was it more of the players not believing in him? Because we've seen this 49ers defense before, and this 49ers defense was pretty good. Good. They was really good. Like NFL tops good. But when he comes in as the DC, because last year he was in Carolina. I'm a Panthers fan. I honestly think he should have had the head coaching job in Carolina because everybody in the locker room in Carolina loved Steve Wilks. And when he was an interim head coach. Now my guess is this. Is it the players that don't believe in the philosophy that he has, or is it just the fact that he's a bad DC? Which one?
I don't think he's a bad DC. It's like we're going back what we said when we first opened. He was the scapegoat for losing this championship. Kyle Shanahan couldn't afford to lose the championship, and he lost.
He did.
The only thing you can point at, and even like we just said, you seen how conservative he played it, to the point that Kyle Shanahan was upset of how conservative he was playing it. So at the end of the day, I don't think it was the players not buying in. I think he called the wrong schemes at the wrong time. But at the end of the day, like you said, Patrick Mahomes is great. So what could you actually call at that moment to combat what he was doing? Like, but the thing about it, you set people back at the first down marker, gave up 5 yards. Then they said send a blitz. Then you send an all-out blitz, which I don't suggest for anybody to do against a good quarterback. Then you turn around, you send an all-out blitz, and you get burnt. So at the end of the day, it's the play calls that he called down the line that really cost him his job. But at the end of the day, he was still a scapegoat in this situation.
I agree.
I feel at the same time like he, didn't have a good postseason, per se. But even when you think about with the Lions, right? He gave up 31 points, right? 24 was in the first half.
Yes, it was.
24 was in the first half. And also the 49ers offense in the first half was a missed field goal, touchdown, interception, punt, and they had 7 seconds left in the game to 7 seconds left in the half, and time ran out. So did the Niners offense really help them out? No, they did.
They did not.
But when they came out of halftime, though, they
Brock Purdy had an amazing second half. He went like 13. He went like 13 to 16 for like 140 something in the second half or something like that.
And they did their part, but the defense had a turnover on downs, a fumble, a punt, a turnover on downs, and then they gave up a touchdown late. So at the same time, like they did all of that. Now, granted, the Lions didn't, stick to the run like they should have, but at the same time, they put you back in the game.
Let's not get into that. Let's not get into that. The Lions did not kick the 2 field goals. If the Lions would have kicked the 2 field goals, they would have been in the Super Bowl.
It would have been a different story, but they did. It was turnover down. So
the only thing that would have been different is Steve Wilks would have got fired a week earlier.
That's good. That's good.
But then you look at the Super Bowl. So out of when you think about the Super Bowl, you think about Patrick Mahomes and all his greatness, right? You give up 19 points in regulation. Now, whenever I look at football, when I look at offense and defense, like my magic number is 20. So if you keep, if as a defense, if you keep the other team under 20, we should win. Right. So granted, with the offense, if we score over 20, we should win. Right. You 19 points and you Super Bowl champion.
Hey, but they was going up against the greatest quarterback of all time, Patrick Mahomes.
They was though. Yeah. But at the same time, how much can you ask for them? You know what I'm saying? You holding.
Well, the thing about it, DJ, you got Fred Warner, you have Chase Young, you have Bosa, you got players like that. You have to call up a scheme to get those guys in position to make a play for you in that crunch time, and he didn't.
Nope, he did not. He did not.
But is it enough to get fired though? That's what my
that's why
I agree. No, he didn't do. He shouldn't. I don't think he should have got fired. His defense should have been. It should have been the way Dan Campbell was in the second half when the Lions played them in the NFC Championship game. When Dan Campbell was going for it on fourth down. Normally, and we understand that's what he was doing all season, but the thing is, and I had problems with that then. I was like, why do that when you are playing to get to the game that you want to win? You do that in the game when there's no game left. This game should have been the game where you did everything you needed to do to win. You play conservative enough getting to that game. That's how I play it. But when you get to the game and there's nothing after that game, you do whatever you have to do to win that game because this is it. This is for the trophy, right? This is for the Lombardi. And he didn't do it. And now he's out. Hopefully he can find a job somewhere. Where do y'all think he lands? Do y'all think he lands at a contender or does he end up somewhere else?
I think he ends up somewhere else because
I know he ends up somewhere else.
With a front office and even a fan base knowing what he did in the Super Bowl, to hire him is like a risk, even though I feel like he deserves it. But at the same time, if you take that chance and you're wrong, then everyone's looking at you like, why did you do it?
Agree.
So it's not worth the sacrifice of him, actually coming in and doing a good job.
I agree with you on that. But he's a good DC though, man. I wouldn't mind having back in Carolina. To be completely honest with you, I'm just gonna be honest.
Oh yeah, regular season he gave up. I got the number right there. He gave up 31 touchdowns.
Yeah, don't say. If you look at what he did regular season, he's a great DC.
Yeah, great.
And that's the lowest out of any defense.
I would like to see him with the Chargers though.
Ooh, him and Harbaugh together.
I'd like to see him with the Chargers. Harbaugh, Kellen Moore.
And all he got to do is just go 4 hours south to Los Angeles from the Bay.
Yeah, I would like to see him in the Chargers.
That'd be interesting. I wouldn't mind seeing him back in Carolina. We need somebody. As a defensive coordinator. We need somebody. Somebody come help us. Oh man, we need it. Anyway, fellas, anything else on this subject before we move to the next quarter, fellas? Anything else?
Oh, I said that he had the fewest. Their defense had the fewest touchdowns allowed with 31, but actually it was the Ravens.
Yeah,
they allowed 26 touchdowns. Yeah, they allowed 20. So they said. I mean, at the same time, like second.
No, they ain't bad though. They ain't
not
bad
at all.
Not bad at all. Ladies and gentlemen, man, that's the end of the first quarter, man. Fellas, how y'all feeling, man? Y'all feeling great? Y'all feeling good?
You know what? Let's get it.
Man, we have finished the first quarter, ladies and gentlemen, and we about to head to the second quarter. You know what comes next, the second quarter. And it is coming at you right now.
Now entering the second quarter.
Hey, man, thank y'all so much for rocking with us here at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, the coolest podcast in your ear, man. If you watch us, make sure you subscribe, like, and share the video using the hashtag WCTPod, man. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk. If you're still in them Twitter streets, follow us on Twitter at CoolersPod23 and on Facebook. Follow our Facebook page at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast on Facebook. And if you listen to us on your favorite podcast player, make sure you like, comment, rate us on your favorite podcast player. Help us move up in the rankings so other people can watch us and hear us as well. Thank y'all so much, man. Let's go ahead and get to the second quarter, man. Man, NFL season is over with. And this conversation actually stems from a conversation me and Marcus had at the beginning of the season. It's probably one of our best episodes. Too bad we didn't cam it up. We put it, is go back and listen to it. It's either the second or third episode. I can't remember. That's when I said Drew Brees was the second greatest quarter. Did I say that? Did I say Drew? No, it was that was the all-time list.
Yeah,
That was the all-time list. This is
that was back-to-back episodes.
Oh, this was the one. This was the one when I said Bryce Young was the top 10 quarterback in the NFL. This was that episode. Okay, great episode. Great episode. I still think he could be. We just need some help. But man, let's go ahead and get to it, man. QB end of season rankings, man. Where are you ranking the NFL quarterbacks at the end of the season now? The season is over with. You saw what happened. Who are you ranking? We're gonna go top 5. We're going to go your top 5, and then the first 2 that got honorable mention consideration. Let's start with Marcus. Marcus, who you got?
I knew it was going to start with me. First, I would have Patrick Mahomes, of course.
At 1, okay.
Yeah. Second would be Lamar Jackson. Third would be Jared Goff. Fourth would be Josh Allen. Fifth would be I've been struggling with 5, but I'm gonna go ahead and give 5th to Brock Purdy, and my first 2 out will be Dak Prescott and Tua Tagovailoa.
Interesting.
Oh, wait. I want to make sure I heard this right. So you went 1 Mahomes, 2 Jackson, 3 Jared Goff, 4 Josh Allen, and 5 Brock Purdy, and then Dak and
Tua.
Your first 2 out?
Yeah.
All right, let me hit DJs. let me hit DJs. Okay, let's go.
So with mine, I went Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
Lamar Jackson. Brock Purdy, number 3.
Okay.
This may be a shocker. Dak Prescott, number 4. And I got 2 people side by side right here, but I'm making a decision right now. I'm going with the leading passing yard thrower for the season, Tua Tagovailoa. Wow. Right next to him. Wow. Right next to him is CJ Stroud.
I was about to say, bro, what? I was waiting on somebody to come. What?
Like on my notes is Tua / CJ Stroud. And I granted CJ Stroud did have like a great season. It's more intensified, I believe, because he was a rookie. But if I take that out, I mean, leading passer, for the NFL, third in passer ratings, I gave the nod to Tua.
Man, that is interesting, man. That is interesting. Y'all left some names out, man. Y'all left some names out. Y'all did. Y'all left some names out.
I know Jordan Love in the drop.
You right. You right.
Jordan Love far behind Tua on my list.
You right.
Love then
bro, I'm going. You already know who I got number 1.
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes.
If anybody got something other than Pat Mahomes at number 1, I don't want to talk football.
You right about that. I'm going Pat Mahomes 1. Now, this one might be controversial. Right. This one might be controversial. And the reason why it might be controversial is because he actually.
This the snippet for the week.
This will be the snippet. This one might be controversial because he actually got hurt, but he was projecting to have a 4,000-yard season and throw for 30+ touchdowns before he got hurt.
You going Joe Burrow?
Number 2. Yeah. Joe Burrow, number 2. Look, man, come on, man. Come on. He's the second best quarterback in the NFL behind Patrick Mahomes. Come on now. Come on.
He is, but he got hurt.
He got hurt. He got hurt.
The only reason I didn't do it.
I understand, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to put it in there. I'm putting Joe Burrow in there. Number 3, Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, number 3. Lamar Jackson got to win, though, man. He got to win the big game. Come on, Lamar. Come on. You got to win the big game. You had Patrick Mahomes at his most vulnerable this year, and you still couldn't do it. Come on, man. Number 3, number 3, Lamar. Number 4, I'm going Brock Purdy, man. I got to give Brock Purdy some love at number 4, man. I'm going Brock Purdy at 4. Number 5.
The guy on the screen.
This is going to be hard. And this was hard for me. And Marcus, you're going to hate this. I'm going CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud at 5. And I'm going my first 2 out, Josh Allen and Jordan Love. With my first 2 out. And I know, and I know people saying, why you ain't got 2 on there? 2 was 7. 2 was gonna be 8 for me. 2 was gonna be 8. But those are my 5 plus my first 2 out. That's how I'm rocking. Let's tear these lists apart. Marcus,
Yeah.
you don't even have CJ Stroud on your list, bro. What's wrong with you, man? What is going on with you, dog? What's up with that? Explain
You
that
gotta
to
put
us.
CJ Stroud on my list. Let's look at the guys who I got above him.
Okay, let's listen, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
Don't even
All right.
mention the first 2. So ain't nothing to miss. Don't even mention the first 2.
Oh yeah, you talking about Lamar?
Yeah.
Patrick.
Yeah, ain't nobody but
Ain't nobody-
I ain't gonna
nobody.
talk about that.
Well, who was
So
that?
I got Jared Goff at 3.
Okay.
Jared Goff has more yards,
Okay.
and the reason, and Nick, I'm surprised you didn't put him there.
I did because I had the Lions. I had the Lions as my sleeper.
Jared Goff is because if we look at, first of all, he has a better completion rate and he has more yards. But I really went with Jared Goff over my guy Josh Allen based on Nick based on the stuff you were talking about at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Jared Goff them came in with the only X factor being his play. The team was ready to go. I feel like you said, there was a dark horse.
It was a dark
coming
horse.
into the year. The
Yeah.
only thing that really you question was, is Jared Goff gonna be good enough to lead this team?
Okay. I get what you. Okay, I see where you're going. I see where you're coming
And to
from.
me, he answered those questions. He had an outstanding year, second leader in passing behind Tua, and so that's why I put him at 3. Josh Allen. When you talk about a dual threat quarterback, you have to look at more than just passing yards. So with Josh Allen, I looked at his rushing yards as well. So that's what made me put him at 4. 5, you got to give Brock Purdy his due, man. Like he led the league in completion percentage. He really deserves, and he went to the Super Bowl while he was healthy. So I feel like everybody giving him his just due. Tua, he led the league in passing yards. If I were to move CJ Stroud on my list, it would be for Tua.
I was about to say, man, come on, man.
Tua is the most me just giving Tua respect is the reason why Tua is on my list, because he led the league in passing.
Okay,
Right.
all right.
That's the reason why he tops my list. But if I want to take somebody out and substitute him for CJ Stroud, he would be the guy. Next, Dak Prescott. I'm sad to say I did not like Dak Prescott.
Wow.
But he led the league in touchdowns, bro. I gotta give
36 touchdowns to
Yeah.
9 picks.
9 interceptions.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. He led
That's
the league
pretty
in
good, yeah,
touchdowns,
man.
bro. You gotta tilt your hat to him.
That's pretty good.
And
Yeah.
next I got my boy Jordan Love, bro. So like our list ain't off. It's just, I just give a little bit more respect in different places.
It depends on, like I say, it's all like different ways of looking at it.
Agree.
Yeah.
Agree.
I mean, it's
Agree.
all different ways.
I hear what you're saying. Now I know people gonna be like, Joe Burrow. Man, listen, man.
Man, I agree with that, Nick. I agree with that, Nick.
Listen.
I just wasn't gonna do it this year. Like
I did. I'll do it. The stuff y'all don't want to do, I will do it. Look,
That's
listen.
why. Hey, look, when I got the message that'll be a topic, that's why I
yeah,
looked
exactly,
at the
DJ.
name.
Exactly, DJ.
I saw Joe Burrow's name. And I'm like, do I want to? And then I text Nick. I'm like, so is this
Is it based on last year or is it based on all time? Exactly.
But this the thing, though.
Based on what they did last season, and he got hurt. So
He got hurt. You're right.
Exactly.
But he beat San Francisco and he beat Buffalo. He beat both of them teams. And he was on track. He was on track to throw for 30 touchdowns. If it wasn't for the calf and the wrist injury, Joe Burrow would have been Joe. And I say this all the time. The biggest threat to Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs is a healthy Joe Burrow. It's the biggest threat. It's his kryptonite.
T. Higgins stay. Oh, they franchise tag T. Higgins, right?
I didn't see that yet. I ain't see that one yet.
I think they talk.
Well, we get into that later. We get into that later, man. You move too fast. You move too fast, man. You moving too fast. But yeah, man, man. These lists, I was just surprised when you didn't say CJ Stroud, because I was like, bro, CJ Stroud had an amazing year. Now it comes with expectation. Now we got to see what CJ Stroud do in year 2. Greatest jump that any player or any team can have is from year 1 to year 2. I'm excited to see what CJ Stroud can do. Bryce Young ain't had his year one yet. We're gonna see what he do next year. We're gonna see what Bryce Young do next year. It's all right. It's all right. We'll be all right. Bryce Young will be fine. We just need to get some smaller guards and we get some bigger tackles. That's all we need so he can see. That's it. That's it. And we need some receivers. Hopefully we can get some of these receivers in some of these free agents that we're talking about. There's a bunch of them out there. So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that, man. But this was that was a great discussion, fellas, man. Anything else before we get up out of here off this top right here, man? What I got?
I don't think I gave my I gave CJ Stroud as my first one out, but I ain't give my second one out.
Okay, who's your second
one? That would have been Josh Allen.
Ooh. So you got Josh Allen low on it. Mark is mad. Mark like, why y'all doing my quarterback like that?
And
why y'all doing my quarterback like that?
Okay, I gotta, give some I know Mark is gonna roll with Josh Allen, so I'm like, let me come at it a different way though. But.
Well, let's be honest. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest. Was Josh Allen the reason why they lost that game to Kansas City? I mean, he did miss a wide open pass in the end zone. He did miss a wide open pass in the end zone, but was he the reason why they lost that game to them? I mean, because if they won that game, this would be a whole different narrative about Josh Allen.
No, he wasn't the reason. And Nick, he didn't miss the pass. It was the same reason why my guy Brock Purdy lost the Super Bowl. Chris Jones did what Chris Jones do.
Right. Okay. I see what you're trying to go with that. Or maybe he just short-armed the pass. Maybe he just short-armed the pass. Maybe he did that.
No, he got hit. He got his arm hit by Chris Jones.
Yeah, he did get hit.
That's why Tony Romo kept saying every time Brock Purdy, it's Josh Allen again. He did it again.
Nah, man. I know I give Josh Allen a lot of I ain't gonna say hate because I don't hate him. I think he's a great quarterback. He gets. And I say this a lot because Cam is one of my favorite quarterbacks to ever play the game. But I don't know if we will ever see a quarterback of that type of
play type.
Yeah, that type of play quarterback win a Super Bowl. They can do so much to carry a team there, but can they win it? I mean, you have Patrick Mahomes, and I don't consider Patrick Mahomes to be a dual threat, but he can run when he needs to and stuff like that. But he's really more of a pocket quarterback almost. That moves very well in the pocket, and stuff like that. But I just don't know if those type of quarterbacks, because they take so much of a punishment all season because they do more than just throw the ball. They actually have to run the ball. They actually are part of the running game of offense. Can they, when it gets to that part of the season, are they doable enough to actually, when it gets to the game, that they can actually perform well enough to win the game?
But the thing about this year, Nick, is compared to years past, we were real conservative with him running the ball. We kept him in a lot of situations where he didn't have to run the ball as much because we had James Cook running the ball. This year, that game, he stepped up. He made the plays that he was supposed to. If he had the help of his number one receiver, Stephon Diggs, to catch those big plays,
he don't want to be there.
Hey, I don't care if you don't want to be there. You come through when we need you to be.
He don't want to be
there. You talked a big game last year about not getting targets, and you had those targets. You had 11 targets, 3 receptions.
Talk that noise. Talk them numbers. Talk them numbers. Talk that noise.
And two of them hit you in your hand. So
Hey, I agree with you.
When you're playing against a great quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, every play counts.
I hear that.
Let your heart sing, Marky. Let your heart sing, man. Let it out, pour it out, man. You can't hold that in, brother.
You can't.
Hey, Nick gave me an opportunity to express that after it happened, man. I'm done with that. My hands is washed with that. If that young man wants to go to another organization, I wish him the best of luck.
Man, come on down to Carolina, man. We need you. We got a great quarterback. We got a great franchise quarterback ready for you.
Hey, all I'm going to tell you this. If he throwing Josh Allen, I'm under the but he threw Kirk Cousins, Josh Allen. Bryce Young too young. I don't even want to put him with. It's a lot of young receivers that's coming out. Get him some young talent that's going to appreciate him.
I agree with you on that too. Ladies and gentlemen, man, that's the end of the second quarter, man. Fellas, that's the end of the first half. How y'all feeling, man?
Man, we lit, man. We got my brothers on here. We lit, man.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, you already know what's coming up next. Let's go. Let's head into halftime. Let's go.
Get on out your seats. It's halftime.
Yo, we in halftime right now, and y'all already know. Roll the clip.
Got him here, so we still finna roll.
Do you want to feel like a star? Then go to Hollywood Media, and you'll be shining. From sports interviews, athletic highlight tapes, athletic photography, Hollywood Media will make you the star of all stars. Feel like a star on the most important days of your life. From college graduation to saying I do to your forever person. Let Hollywood Media make your event star-studded. Subscribe and follow on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Hollywood_media. And follow on Facebook at Hollywood Media with 2 A's. Hollywood. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, man. Shout out to day one supporter of the Water Cooler Talk podcast, DJ from the Hollywood. DJ, you here? Tell him, man, you promote yourself, boss. Tell him about yourself, man. Tell him about yourself.
Here we go. It's Mr. Hollywood himself, coming at you. Just trying to make, your memories last a lifetime, man. So you can see me on Facebook at Hollywood Media with 2 A's, Hollywood_media on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. So hey, come get at me. Come get at me. I'll take care of you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want y'all to mess with the people that mess with the Water Cooler Talk podcast. Day one supporter of the Water Cooler Talk podcast, man. DJ, man, we appreciate that. So, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We appreciate that. We appreciate that. Oh, man, fellas, we here in halftime, man. We got about 3-4 minutes before the teams come back out and ready to start the second half, man. I mean, we're talking a lot of football right now. We're trying to get all the football out of the way, and we still gonna talk football because we got the combine coming up, and then we got the NFL draft coming up, and then we got OTAs and free agency coming up. Man, we got a lot of stuff coming up, man. Even college football. College football starts spring practices next week. So we still gonna be talking football, but we got to get into this basketball too, man. We're in the second half of the NBA season right now, man, and the MVP race is strong right now. MVP race is strong right now. We got a lot of candidates. Unfortunately, Joel Embiid does not qualify for the MVP this year because he's not gonna play enough games. Basically, the new rule that came out, I think he had to play 62 games in order to be considered for postseason awards. He has been hurt. And he's not going to be able to play. He's not going to be able to qualify for the MVP this year. So
I demand a recount.
That god dang Adam Silver.
So now that Joel Embiid, who I'm pretty sure we all felt was the leading candidate to be back-to-back MVP this year. Who do y'all have winning MVP in the NBA this year? Who is your top? Let's give you your top two. Who are your top two? Who are your top two guys to win the MVP this year?
Right now, I would say for me, who's leading the race would be Shai Gilgeous out of OKC.
Really?
And I would have to go. I have to go Joker again for Denver.
Wow. So you going Shai Gilgeous-Alexander from OKC and Nikola Jokic from Denver Nuggets. It's an interesting pick. Very interesting. DJ, who you got?
I want to shake it up, see something different. So I go, what's his name? Shai?
Yeah, Shai Gilgeous. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
So I go him and Luka. Luka playing out his mind right now.
Luke the Don.
Wow. That's interesting. I'm going who I think is going to end up winning it, who will probably be the next face of the NBA. I'm going Jason Tatum.
I was considering.
And then I'm going to go a fan favorite who may get some consideration because of what he's doing. I'm going to go Jalen Brunson. What Jalen Brunson's doing in New York. Yeah, I'm going Jalen Brunson, what he doing in New York. He got that team, that New York Knicks team is...
I'm thinking Jalen Brown.
Jalen Brown. No, Jalen Brunson, man, in New York, man. He got that team. He got that team going on the right path. As soon as they made the trade for OG Anunoby, When they sent
RJ Barrett to Toronto.
to Toronto.
RJ Barrett back home.
Yeah, he back home. What he used to call himself, the Maple Mamba. Yeah, I think he said he was
Maple
gonna.
Mamba.
He retired that after Kobe died. RP Kobe. He retired, not saying he was gonna stop calling himself after Kobe passed away. But that New York Knicks team looks really scary. And now Randall is hurt, but when Randall comes back, that team gonna be something serious. They're gonna be something serious. Top three team in the Eastern Conference right now. The Knicks are a top 3 team in the Eastern Conference, in my personal opinion. We'll see what happens. The record may not say so, but we'll see what happens. Fellas, teams are back. Teams are ready to go. It's almost time. Let's go ahead. It's time for us to head to the second half. Y'all know what comes. Let's head to the third quarter. Let's go.
We've now entered the third quarter.
Yo, we in the third quarter right now, man. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us here at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, the coolest podcast in your ear. As always, if you listen to it, subscribe, like, and share the video. Use the hashtag WCTPod. If you follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, at the Water Cooler Talk on Instagram and TikTok. If you're still in them Twitter streets, follow us at CoolestPod23 on Twitter and on Facebook. Follow us on Facebook at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast on Facebook. And if you listen to us on your favorite podcast player, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, whichever one you listen to us on, man, make sure you like, rate, subscribe, and just help us out, man. It'll move us up in the rankings so other people can listen to it as well. So we shout out to y'all, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man. Let's go ahead and get into the third quarter topic, man. And we gonna talk NFL free agents, man. Who are the top NFL free agents, and where do you want to see these guys end up? Let's go, DJ. Who you got first?
Of course, Chris Jones.
Yeah, man.
I mean, hot commodity.
Very hot.
As far as like what I like to see him, I like to see him in an up and coming contender, somewhere like the Lions. If we just throwing a team out there, he'll make a huge difference on anywhere he goes, really. But to see them get better.
Okay.
Who wouldn't want to see it? Let's see who else is out here. L'Jarius Sneed.
Cornerback, top 5 cornerback in the NFL.
Top 5, and he can really go somewhere and really like travel number ones. Honestly, where I like to see him, I like to see any of them with the Colts, but I ain't just gonna throw something like that out because we ain't.
Y'all losing.
I need him.
Y'all need. Nah, they losing.
Oh, yeah, we need him.
They losing a big piece. The Colts losing a big piece. They got a free agent right now. They losing a big piece. What y'all gonna do with Michael Pittman? Michael Pittman, a free agent this year. What y'all gonna do with him?
And T. Higgins on it. Let us get T. Higgins.
T. Higgins ain't going nowhere.
He not though, but at the same time, I like.
Jones ain't either, in my opinion.
They gonna franchise tag T. Higgins. Watch this.
At the same time, like Michael Pittman, I don't see him as a true number 1 receiver.
What was his numbers this past year? I'm gonna look him up while you talking.
Look him up. But I feel like he'll be like a nice addition to like a number 1, like a who's for the Cowboys? Michael Gallup, is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Michael Gallup is a good asset to a number 1. That's what I feel like Michael Pittman is, honestly. Yeah, man, that's how I see it.
Let me see. All right, so let's look at Michael Pittman's numbers this past season. So in 2023, if I'm looking at this correctly, hold up, wait. Michael Pittman, the number 1 receiver, man. He gotta be a number 1 receiver.
Think so? What them numbers look?
All right, hold up. I went to the right. Wait, why they not? Okay, hold up. All right, so 2023.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Michael Pittman played in 16 games. He was targeted 156 times. He had 109 receptions. He had 1,152 total yards. Okay, the touchdowns are down a little bit. He had 4 touchdowns. Yo, he had 1,100 yard season this year and he caught the ball 109 times. That's number 1. You can't tell me that's not number 1 receiver material. At least. At least. Come on now. Come on. He may not be in the elite status, but he's a solid one. He's a fringe one, solid two. Fringe one, solid
French one,
two.
yeah, French one solid too. But at the same time, when you're kind of like a default target, I mean, you
Okay.
gonna get most of the target because like who else you go throw it to? So I'm gonna just keep jamming it over there. Which I say like he's not bad at all, but I just don't see him being that guy to kind of get you over a threshold, clutch situations or not.
Okay. All right then. Marcus, who you got?
So when we talk about top free agents, I think about a player who can come in and automatically put a team in
Contention.
conversation for the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And for me, that guy would be Mike Evans. And for me, I don't want to see him go, but I feel like the best move for Mike Evans would be to go to KC. He never had under 1,000 yards. They need they
need a number one
not
receiver.
lacking for a number one receiver, but if he did, that'd be a perfect thing for Patrick Mahomes to get another number one receiver.
That's
So Mike Evans to KC, I would like to see that. Well, not like to see it, but if it happens, it happens. But Antonio Whitfield Jr.
Okay.
I would like to see him with the Colts because y'all need some DBs, DJ. So I just I don't know why y'all playing like that. Christian Wilkins, I want to see him come to Buffalo. I need Ed Oliver to have some help in the interior D line for Buffalo.
Okay.
Since we're losing Gabe Davis and possibly trading Stephon, I would like to see Calvin Ridley come to Buffalo. Let me see who else. Some other notable free agents I want to see get moved. Hold on, let me see. Darnell Hunter would be good in Carolina.
Okay.
As well.
Okay.
Off the edge.
Okay.
Okay. Tyron Smith from Dallas.
The tackle.
The tackle.
Yeah.
I would like to see him in Buffalo.
Man, everybody can't go to Buffalo, bro. Stop, man.
Hey, look,
stop,
man.
man.
Let me stop being biased. I'm gonna stop being biased. I would like to see him in Carolina.
Thank you. You're right. We do need some offensive linemen. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. We would definitely take him.
That's it for me, man.
Yeah, man. I got Chris Jones. Of course, is the hot commodity. Kansas City has a problem. Kansas City has.
He's gonna move, bro.
He's not gonna move. He's not gonna move. But this is what's gonna end up happening. L'Jarius Sneed and Chris Johnson are both free agents this year. What's gonna end up happening is they're probably gonna end up franchising L'Jarius Sneed, hold that contract out and deal with that next year, and probably find out a way that they can work out a long-term deal with Chris Jones. Because everything that I'm reading, Chris Jones is gonna want the money that Aaron Donald get.
It has been reported that Pat Mahomes is restructuring his contract to keep a lot of talent on his team.
Yeah. Because if for y'all that don't know, for everybody that's listening, Patrick Mahomes, he signed a 10-year. I think it was a $500 million deal in 2020.
Baseball contract.
He signed a baseball contract. So basically what that contract did was, on average, it was roughly about $50 million a year that they would pay him. But the way the cap is structured, they can move that contract around to where they can pay him more of it at the end of the contract instead of it now, so they can win now and sacrifice him, paying him now and winning now than later. So that's ended up what happened. I think they end up working out a deal with Chris Jones because if y'all don't remember, Chris Jones sat out the first game of the season when the Chiefs played against the Lions and lost by 1 point. And I think they end up working with L'Jarius Sneed at the end of next offseason. That would be interesting. But in the case if Chris Jones does not go back to Kansas City, I can't even say his last name. Madupuku, however you say his last name.
Who he play for?
The Ravens, right now.
Oh yeah, the interior.
Matabuduki. If I'm messing his last name up, please, I apologize. But I was looking at his PFF rating. He had 35 solo tackles, 9 assists, 14 sacks, and 1 forced fumble. And his overall, basically, player grades, he graded out as one of the top interior defensive linemen this season. If I'm not mistaken, he was top 5.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if they do lose Chris Jones, that would not be that would be a pretty good potential someone else that they can come in and step in. Now, T. Higgins, wide receiver, that's in Cincinnati. If T. Higgins does leave, I think T. Higgins leaves for 2 places. 2 places. I think he either goes to Kansas City, to go with Patrick Mahomes, or this may shock you. This may shock you. I think he ends up in Dallas with the Cowboys.
No. I think he ends up in
Dallas with the Cowboys.
They're gonna have to get rid of Zone.
They're gonna have to. They're gonna have to get rid of him. They're gonna have to.
This is what I say, Nick. Actually, I think you cutting Carolina short on this situation. He wants to go somewhere where he's a solidified number 1. And what other place where you could go where you automatically is the number 1 receiver outside of Carolina?
But the problem with Carolina is Carolina does not have an offensive line. You have a great quarterback, but your quarterback looks bad because your offensive line is horrible. True. And the defense is only good for a half of a game. So he's going into a worse situation. Why go to a team that's trying to build instead of going to a team that can contend? That could possibly contend.
I would love to see him at the Ravens.
That would be interesting.
So he can be a number 1.
That would be interesting.
Zay Flowers be like a gadget receiver, scat receiver. Can also go downfield and make some catches, and make that team better. So that'll be a game changer for the Ravens.
Okay, I can see that. I can see that.
So you saying the Ravens gonna have that 49ers dynamic with Debo and Ayuk and the Dalvin Cook next year when he come back healthy?
I don't know. Is Dalvin Cook still Dalvin Cook?
Nah, he ain't. But
wow, dog. Wow.
Hey, question. We didn't bring his name up, but where do you guys think Derrick Henry go?
I think Derrick Henry ends up in Philadelphia. I think he ends up with the Eagles. I think he ends up with the Eagles. I'm gonna be, and I have look. We're not insiders. I have no inside information. No. I just think the man's gonna end up with the Eagles in Philadelphia. That's what
we'll like to see him.
Big name. Who we have not said yet though. Where do you think Kirk Cousins ends up?
Kirk Cousins. Come on to the A, Kirk.
No, they said Justin Field might be in the A.
Why though? Why?
Might be in the A. I've been hearing reports about that. They said Justin Field might be in the A next year.
Really?
I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest with you. Even though he is from Georgia. He is from Georgia though, right? Ain't he from Georgia?
Yeah, he's from Georgia.
He's from Georgia.
I don't know how I feel about that one, bro. I don't know, man. I would love to see. I'm kind of torn on that one. I would. What quarterback would work best in Atlanta?
I think Justin Field. I think Justin Field for the culture, bro. For the culture, Justin Field, bro. Because the culture of Atlanta, it's a hip hop culture, bro.
That's cool and all, but they're trying to win too.
Some slacks.
They're trying to win too. They're trying to win too. Come on now. Come on.
I understand that. But is Justin Fields really a bad quarterback?
Nah. I believe if they tailor an offense, to his attributes, like they do like Josh Allen or
Jalen Hurts, or something like that.
Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts. Like you let them be them instead of trying to keep them in the pocket. Like he can be an asset, but you got to call the game for him.
Got you. I got you. I think go back to the Kirk Cousins. I think Kirk Cousins ends right back up in Minnesota. He'll be with the Vikings next year. I think he'll be back with the Vikings.
It's been reported that Justin Jefferson is trying to figure out what they're gonna do with Kirk Cousins before he signed a long-term deal. So.
Yeah, and
you don't want to lose that.
Yeah, he don't want to lose that. He don't want to lose that. I mean, because especially when you're in a league to where it's hard to find a franchise quarterback.
Exactly.
It's hard to find a franchise quarterback. You got a lot of good carryover quarterbacks that can carry you over for a year or two, but a quarterback that you can have for 8, 9, 10, 11 years, it's hard to find one of those. Now, this guy's not a... Go ahead.
If you were the Seahawks, are you looking for a quarterback in the draft or the free agent?
No, I'm thinking with Geno. I'm thinking with Geno, man.
Okay.
I'm thinking with Geno. Geno's not bad, man. I mean, didn't he get hurt? Did he get hurt at the end of the season? Something like that? Was he hurt?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it like this: if he didn't get hurt at the end of the season, not San Francisco, Seattle could have made some noise. They could have made it. They could have made a little bit of noise. I'm not saying they would have won. And I might be foreshadowing some. Seahawks might be a dark horse next year for the Super Bowl. I'm telling you,
He's calling it.
I'm telling you. They might be a dark horse next year for the Super Bowl. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
I need to see their offseason moves.
We'll see.
Before I say that, I need to see their offseason
We'll see
moves.
what happens. We'll see what happens.
Makes dark horse picks are golden now.
I'm telling you.
Hey,
Nobody was with me when I picked Detroit. They was like, what? Detroit?
No.
What? I was like, okay, watch this now. I'm telling y'all.
One more free agent I see who I like to come out of Roquan Smith's shadow, Patrick Queen.
Oh.
I like to see him
Oh.
in Dallas to anchor the middle of that defense, along with all the other stuff that they got going on.
Don't they got Van Der Esch as the middle, in the middle of that defense?
I do, but also they've kind of moved him to like a pass rusher. In a sense.
Okay.
They talked to some analysts had talked about that. Like, sometimes he plays the middle, but also they are moving him more to the outside to kind of rush the quarterback. So
Okay. Now, this is a guy who's not a free agent, but it is very clear that he won't be back with this team. Wilson will not be back with Denver next year.
Who will take that chance?
I'm gonna put it like this. And I said this in a previous episode. I think the best fit for Russell Wilson is Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh Steelers. I think Pittsburgh got a defense. They got a good offensive line. They got a good run game with Najee Harris. They got what's the dude out of Georgia? What's the receiver out of Georgia? Pickens. George Pickens. They got him out there.
Dante Johnson.
That's not a bad place for him to go. They really need a quarterback. I mean, Kenny Pickens got small hands. He can't really grip the ball for real. I mean, Mason, was it Mason Plumlee? No, Mason Plumlee played in the
Mason
NBA.
Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph.
Mason Plumlee played in the NBA. My bad. Mason Rudolph. I mean, he good.
That's a nice fit.
He good. And then, of course, Mitchell Trubisky. They got rid of Mitchell Trubisky. But I mean, team him up with in Pittsburgh with hey man, I can't think of this dude name. Yeah, what's the coach name? Mike Tomlin. With Tomlin. Yeah, team him up with Tomlin in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh can make some noise in the AFC. I'm not saying they will win the AFC. I don't think they will, but they can. That defense with Joey Porter Jr., all them guys on the defense, I think they can make. They could be interesting this year. It could be interesting.
They'll make the playoffs again.
I tell you, who need to make a play for a quarterback? The Saints. I think they need to make a play for a quarterback. They got two things. They got some trying to,
they
trying to mix something up over there.
Them in Vegas, I would say Vegas is right behind them.
Yeah, Vegas needs somebody.
Yeah.
Vegas
The Raiders is right there with them.
But they got a quarterback in New Orleans because he eat them W's.
Yeah,
Jameis. Hey, let me tell y'all something about Jameis, man. Have y'all? Did y'all see the video of Jameis in church?
Yes.
Y'all saw that video?
I have not.
Oh my God, bro.
He was preaching.
Bro. Jameis is becoming one of my favorite people. Like to
My favorite thing to see is when what is it, Lou Young?
Bro, he's hilarious, bro. He's hilarious.
His Jameis Winston. All his skits are really funny. And Jameis Winston's skits.
Nah, bro.
Oh, you talking about the dude? You talking about the dude that be doing the he played in the NFL.
Yeah, do like the conversation, like cool, like the media.
He played for Carolina too.
He played for Carolina. Yeah. He be doing the Coach Prime stuff sometimes. Yeah, I know you talking about.
Bro, you should have seen the one he did a tour, bro. When Tua got into it with Ryan Clark, bro.
Freaking media, man.
Come on, man. You tripping, man.
Oh man.
Looking at my thighs, man.
Oh man, that's good. Man, that's the end of the third quarter. Fellas, how y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling?
Yes, sir. We good. We
Hey.
good. Let's
Good,
get it.
feeling
I already
good.
know what time it is. We headed to the fourth quarter because we ready. We ready. We ready for y'all.
We have now arrived at the fourth quarter.
All right, man. We in the fourth quarter right now, man. Let's go ahead and let's get these picks. Well, not picks. Let's go ahead and talk about this topic in the fourth quarter, man. Way too early 24-25 NFL playoffs, man. Actually, should be who we think would be in the Super Bowl next year. That's what it should be. But we can talk about some teams that we think could be in the playoffs next year. Who could be a dark horse? I kind of said mine last segment. And who could possibly win the Super Bowl and be in the Super Bowl that will be in New Orleans in February of 2025. Marcus, start it off for us, boss, man. Who you got?
So, if this is before I see any offseason moves right now.
Of course.
So I'm saying, who would I say would go to the Super Bowl? In my heart of hearts, I feel like Cincinnati will be in the Super Bowl again for the AFC next year once Joe Burrow come back healthy. And for my NFC pick, I feel like Dallas finally
Man,
gets
you
over
took
the
mine.
hump.
You took mine.
I feel like Dallas finally gets over the hump.
You took mine.
But if we just talk about if we in my dark horse for next year, my dark horse will have to be my dark horse for next year would probably have to be Green Bay.
Yeah, that's actually a really good pick. It's actually a really nice pick. Green Bay, Jordan Love, and those young receivers. Oh yeah, they can grow together too. Yeah, that'd be good. DJ, who you got?
As far as like the Super Bowl, I see the matchup of the Cowboys and the Ravens. I think the Ravens finally get over that hump. That Zay Flowers, as a rookie, turned out very well for them. So him coming in his second year now, granted they need to make some like off-season moves. I feel for like a number one receiver. The defense is anchored. It can still do its thing. So I feel that they can kind of get over that hump, and next year might be the year. Well, I said the Ravens and the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a lot of Cowboys going on.
Hey,
I
DJ,
see the Cowboys.
what's her at? She over your shoulder.
She another room. Nah, this is a legit pick.
Alright.
This is a legit pick.
Okay.
Nah, those other ones during the season. It paid off for us one time, but the other time,
it just didn't pay off in the game that I wanted it to pay off in.
Didn't pay off in that game. Nope.
It's not at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it like this. I think the AFC is gonna come down to the Chiefs and the Bengals. The two best quarterbacks in the AFC is gonna be between Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow. Who do I think wins that game? If I had to pick right now, I'm going Patrick Mahomes. Greatest quarterback ever played the game of football. Going Patrick Mahomes.
why would?
Going Patrick Mahomes. So I actually think next year's Super Bowl is actually going to be with Kansas City Chiefs versus the Dallas Cowboys. And I think this is the year the Cowboys actually get over the hump and make it to the Super Bowl. Do they win the Super Bowl?
So you hold on. Everybody pause.
Go ahead.
So Nick, right now, are you calling a three-peat?
Yes.
That's
Calling
the
a
snippet.
three-peat. Calling a
That's the
three-peat
snippet
right
for the
now.
week, ladies and gentlemen.
Calling a
We
three-peat.
going live.
Calling a three-peat. And right now, and when it happened, I want y'all to remember this. I already called the man. I've already called the man the greatest quarterback of all time. At that point in time, y'all not gonna be able to argue with me. Y'all not.
Oh no, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Y'all can't argue with me now. They can't argue with me right now. Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback ever played the game of football. Sorry, it's the greatest quarterback ever played the game of football. He is.
I don't think I still think the 49ers will still be hungry though.
Oh yeah, hey, they've
I
been
think
in the NFC Championship the last couple years, bro. So you can't count them out.
yeah, I think
You'll be
that
a fool to do that.
I still think they'll be hungry. And the dark horse for the AFC, I see the Dolphins.
If
Mm.
Tua can stay
Finish
healthy,
if he can stay healthy, finish season 11-6. I mean,
how far
if
off
you
was
got put out by
Tyreek from having 2,000 yards this season?
let's
He didn't
see,
finish the season strong at
He
all.
didn't. He got hurt. He got hurt. He didn't finish.
1,000 on ESPN.com, 1,799. So
So this man was
200,
201
201
yards off from having 2,000 yard season. So basically a game for him, almost just one game.
righteously. Yep.
He gonna hit it next year. If I had a prop bet right now, I would get my prop bet right now that Tyreek Hill goes over 2,000 yards next year. I'll put that prop bet right there, right now. That's my bet. You know, I may do that. I may do that. I may go find somewhere there to take that bet. See what they do. But it is what it is, man. Fellas. That's the end of the game, man. It's the end of the game, man. How y'all feelings about that, man? Y'all, anything else y'all want to get off y'all chest before we go? Dark horse. I know my dark horse for the NFC was the Seahawks. My dark horse for the AFC. Oh, I didn't pick a dark horse for the AFC.
I didn't either.
I didn't. AFC dark horse. Would the Texans be considered a dark horse even though they made the playoffs?
Yeah,
They would be.
yeah, because
Yeah, they would.
somebody who you don't see making the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they not big talk. So
Yeah, I'll probably pick the Texans. Just because of the way CJ Stroud played this past season. I'm gonna probably pick the Texans as my dark horse. But see, I like the Seahawks in the NFC. That's who I got. Who you got in the AFC, Marcus?
AFC team that I got in my dark horse would probably be, man. I'm gonna have to go. Man, that's crazy. I'm gonna have to go Pittsburgh, man.
They ain't got no quarterback.
Stay tuned.
they
All
keep
right.
going.
I'm gonna go Pittsburgh.
All right, then.
I'm gonna go. Nah, I take that back. I'm gonna go to Cleveland Browns. I'm gonna go to Cleveland Browns.
Wow.
I'm gonna go to Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
I've been up there too long.
Defense pretty good. And then you have what's the name
I'm
coming
gonna go
back?
Cleveland Browns.
Okay, I can see that. All right, fellas, man. That's the end of the game. That was a great game. Man, we appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us with that game, man. That was a great game. It is. They enjoyed it, man. Thank y'all so much, all the crowd that's hollering and applauding us. We appreciate that. Y'all know what time it is, man. Let's go ahead. Let's head to the post game, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
It's time to shut it down in the post game.
All right, man. We in the post game right now, man. Let's go ahead and talk about it, man. NBA All-Star Weekend was horrible. It sucked. It was bad. God, oh man, NBA got to do something about this, man. They got to do something about this. They got to do something about it. And I think we was talking about it before we came on. I said that everything up until the dunk contest on Saturday night, I was excited to see. When the dunk contest came, I almost fell asleep. on it. It was bad.
If you gotta go get a G League player to make the contest exciting, it already lets you know what state the contest is in.
It's pretty bad.
Wouldn't it be like too cool to actually care about the dunk contest?
We had this conversation as well. Marcus, explain what you were telling me before we came on air, man.
Every big superstar before LeBron James took on the task of competing in the dunk contest at least once.
Yep, agree.
LeBron was one of the first big time superstars that was like, I don't want to risk injury. I don't want to do it. It doesn't appeal to me. And now a lot of like a Ja Morant is echoing this, a Zion is echoing this, and like you can't get your young superstars to buy in if the GOAT of their generation.
Oh, I was about to say, bro.
No.
I was about to say, what? Clarify that. Please clarify that one. Please.
I'm not at all. If you know me, you know I'm not that high on LeBron.
Marcus, why is there we go.
Yes, my mic went out.
Jeez,
They know I'm on some trash. But yeah, so in my opinion, LeBron messed it up, man.
I'm gonna put it like this. LeBron, I remember they did what was the year? It was the 2009 slam dunk competition. I think it was the year that Dwight and Nate went back to back. I think it was the year Dwight Howard went in the Superman booth and put on the Superman cape, came out, and I think he dunked on the higher goal. He raised the rim up something and dunked on, did the Superman dunk. And they actually interviewed LeBron during the dunk contest, and he told him, he said, "I'm preliminary putting my name in the dunk contest for 2010 in Dallas." I was like, "Oh, it's about to be interesting." It came, that man was not in the dunk contest. And I agree with you, man. Every superstar, and when I say superstar, every superstar that can jump, because we all know Steph can't jump. But every superstar that has hops and that can jump has gotten and went and competed in a slam dunk competition. LeBron hasn't. And I think you echoing what Stephen A said on First Take either yesterday or today. Today. He said LeBron James single-handedly is the reason why the dunk contest is not the way it is. And he gave his point. Y'all go watch that on what Stephen A said about that. But I would have to agree on that, man. But Stephen A had a great point of how to make the dunk contest more exciting. And I actually agree with this point. He actually said at one point in time, he said we should go out and we should get street dunkers to come out and have NBA players sponsor them. And then there'll be a grand prize at the end for those guys to go out there and win. Maybe $1 million, $250,000, $500,000, whatever it is, the winner gets, and then the second place gets a cash reward as well. I think that's a great idea. You know, you get some street ball guys that can jump out the gym, come All-Star weekend, they do the dunk contest, and you incentivizing them to do that. Man, that'll be great. And I think T-Mac, and I was watching T-Mac talk. T-Mac said they should do a 1v1. Now, I think a lot of guys will get embarrassed. I think a lot of guys will get embarrassed on a 1v1, to be completely honest with you. But he said they should do a 1v1. And guys should, and 1v1, it should be like, I forgot what he said. I forgot what he said, how he would set the parameters around it. But that would be interesting as well, too. That would be really interesting to watch. Have a 1v1 against some of your top favorite stars. Play 1v1 and see who win. Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great to watch. They got to do something, because All-Star Weekend is big. I think you said it last week. It's slowly becoming the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, it's slowly becoming Pro Bowl.
It's bad. It's bad.
You don't want to watch it.
It's bad, man. It's bad.
One thing about the Pro Bowl is, within football, like, it's more prone to injury.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see like why those guys kind of, not treated as serious. But as far as like, the NBA, like, it's just like a pickup game, right? It's just like a pickup game. So it's just like you can,
it's the best, like Kobe said, it's the best pickup game in the world.
Exactly. I think, I heard it from him. So it's just like, okay, why not, go out there and give it your all in front of,
Yeah, Kobe also
all
said,
these people want to see.
Kobe also said they play harder in pickup games at UCLA. Than they do.
They do.
They do in the All-Star game.
Yep.
And I think
you see no Reno Hill runs, but they be balling in
that's
them.
What exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about going at it.
That's what I'm saying.
So what's different?
My thing is this. I understand first half, if you want to play it easy in the first half, perfectly fine. But come on, man. In the second half, y'all supposed to be the best of the best in basketball. Man, let's see y'all play, man. Let's see how y'all really are against each other, man. Like, do you really deserve to be out here? Like,
I need to be something like incentive for like the winner, per se.
What, home court advantage in for that particular conference in the finals? Depending on record. Depending on the record.
That's how the Pro Bowl used to be.
Yeah, that's how it was. That's how it was in Pro Bowl. I mean, somebody even said, even in the in-season tournament, they said they were playing so hard because it was for money. And I was like, I mean, I understand that, but what if you can get a home court advantage in the playoffs?
That's fine.
Or at least in the finals. Whatever conference win, that conference gets home court advantage in the playoffs. I mean, in the finals, despite record. I think that'd be interesting. But, you know, I'm not Adam Silver and I'm not Mark Tatum, who's a deputy NBA commissioner. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, it is
Now I
what it
think,
is.
now I think with like the dunk contest, I like the street ball. I'm bringing the street ballers in,
True.
but at the same time, it is All Star Weekend. So if they NBA guy were to not only sponsor but team up with a street baller, the street baller too will take it serious and make the NBA guy get more into it and be creative. To like I don't know, they may go back and forth with rounds or
Mm-hmm.
incorporate each other in like in rounds.
Mm-hmm.
So you can still get the feel of okay, I'm here to see like NBA All Stars, but
True.
also these street ballers are giving excitement. So
Very true.
had them team up and actually both got to participate in dunk.
But the thing is, if you can't get all stars to compete to participate, you got to do something because eventually, how you gonna justify paying these crazy exorbitant ticket packages amounts for people to come to All Star Weekend and you don't even see the best players participate in the events that people want to see them participate in. And then when the game comes, they just out there just, all right, man, we just gonna chill and just make it until it is what it is.
I just feel like it's sad that we are at that point right now that we have to incentivize professional athletes to go out and perform. Like you got to keep giving them incentives to go out.
Okay, I get where you coming from there. I want to be
You gotta
incentivized to come to work. I definitely want to be incentivized to come to work. Now, come on, now, you got to pay me.
Yeah,
But
I understand. I understand that, but like back in the day, they did it because the love of the game. Now it's like
Competitive.
what can you do for me? I'm not gonna go out there and kill myself. What can you do to benefit me?
They got too much foul.
They do.
Yeah,
They
way
do.
too much
They
power.
got a lot of power.
And I ain't got no problem with that. But where does the love for the game come in? That's all. That's my question. Where do your love for the game comes in?
That's a great question. Well, one day when we become in charge and we become commissioner, maybe we can answer those questions one day. It'll be great. Marcus,
Yes, sir.
you ready?
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to give that award. Time to give that award out that everybody loves, but the person that gets it, they hate it.
Give it up for the Water Boy Award.
Gatorade. H2O.
Water sucks. It really, really sucks.
Marcus,
Yes, sir.
who you giving this week's Water Boy Award to, boss man?
If you have Twitter or X as it's now called, or you have a TV or YouTube, if you even seen the news, you seen these two colleges brawling last night. Or the night before last, I apologize. The two colleges I'm speaking of is Texas A&M Commerce and Incarnate Word. They need to change their name to Incarcerated. Because all them guys should have been locked up out of the way they were throwing hands. I seen coaches get hit. I seen players get hit. I seen one little Asian dude get his lip busted. He still kept trying to break up the mayhem. He checked his lip. He was like, "Oh, I'm bleeding. Stop it, guys. Stop it."
Wow.
One dude jumped in the crowd, got him a couple licks in, then jumped out the crowd. I'm like, man.
Yeah, I think that dude that dude standing on business.
Yeah.
He was standing on being the DJ. Hey, and then he was so real, DJ. They was on their sideline doing this. And dude he just jumped at the dude and dude back. I was like, bro, we would have jumped him too. But I don't get it, what's going on. But they were throwing hands, and when hands being thrown, there need to be some hydration. So Nick, go ahead and hydrate those guys who were doing all that squabbling.
Yeah, they got a little tired. They need a little water. Man, that was so funny.
Yeah.
I saw it and I watched it. I was like, man, this is hilarious. When it happened, they had the camera on the layup. I mean, on the line when they was dabbing each other out. And then all of a sudden, the camera just
line, bro.
I was like, what's going on, man? And I just see everybody. I was like, oh man, this is
That's supposed to be the best sportsmanship part of the game. We all shake hands and say, "Good game, good game." But
that's the part. That's the part where it's like I ain't forget that that bow you gave me during the game. I'm gonna see you later.
Exactly.
It's just like you approaching them and like you make eye contact, like what you want to do, and then that kind of you see one gesture that go the wrong way, and then it just be like, "What's up?" And then
All right. Since we all play sports, have y'all ever had that moment? Have y'all ever had an opponent that when y'all that on the field carried to the handshakes?
On the field, carried to
Nah, but I remember when we went to Bullitt County, they started throwing rocks at us when we was leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a rivalry game.
I remember that. We
went to the police station.
We
They
had to
ain't
go
do
to the
nothing
police
about
station
it.
after the game. They ain't do nothing about it. We went to
They
Bullitt
didn't
County.
do
I better pack up and go home.
Man, we out
DJ, any game that y'all had any beef like that? Well,
Opelika.
Prattville, obviously, your junior year, because I was there for that.
Y'all got into a fight with Prattville?
Nah, they should have though, because when they dropped Jink helmet, boy, it was finna be a catastrophe.
We wanted smoke. But at the same time, like, I mean, after we lost, it was just like, man, we ain't worrying about. They was like, dang, we lost, man. We won game from state and we lost, so all that kind of was overwhelmed by emotions. But other than that, nah, I wouldn't say so. Basketball, sometimes playing against Opelika, it was just like, all right, you ain't got to worry about, doing handshakes because you're going to see them at the party later on or tomorrow. So it's just like, all right, I'm going to see them later. So I ain't no need to do it all here, So it's too many people to break it up around here.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
I see you later.
And
The
only one I can remember, only one I clearly remember was us getting rocks thrown at us when we was leaving Bullitt County. Like we literally did the thing across the field and walked straight to the bus in full and everything. Like,
now up here in Birmingham,
mm-hmm.
you ain't even shaking hands. It's like, all right, game over. You heading straight to the bus.
Man, that's how I was seeing in Bullitt County after that incident happened.
Yeah, we literally they was like,
Bullitt County, bro.
Like,
I was so mad, bro. I was so mad, DJ, because I thought we were finna do, because usually we do a trophy presentation and all of that, bro. Like, and I balled, and I was waiting. I was like, yes, sir. I'm finna get the trophy. I'm finna get the defensive player trophy. Yes, sir. Let's get it. Man, and Coach AJ, after we shook hands, Coach AJ, go to the bus.
Straight to the bus.
Go to the bus.
Everybody to the bus. Let's go. Man, I was like, man, they was like, keep your helmets on. They was like, keep your helmets on. That's what they told me. He was like, keep your helmets on. I was like, all right, man. I was like, okay, cool, man. It is what it is, man. We got up out of there so quick. Man, and they started throwing rocks. Well, I was like, well, you just hear the rocks just bing, 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 bing. I was like, yeah, dog.
I know some people were kind of like, all right, no, I ain't leaving. I'm finna go like square up with somebody. Was anybody like that?
No. Actually, I got one. Actually, I don't know, Mark, you remember the year we was hot, bro. We was hot. Like we was if bro, we was playing Valley. And the referees didn't show up to the game.
Oh yeah.
And the referees didn't show up to the game. So we sitting there waiting for like the referees to come. They didn't show up. And so we ended up having to play the game on the next day on Saturday. But we was hyped. We was hyped for that game. But we would have played that game that night. We would have beat Valley that night. I tell you that right now. We would have beat Valley that night. But we was leaving. We was walking out the stadium, and Brandon Williams, one of the Valley parents was talking trash, and he said something to Brandon Williams, and Brandon Williams was like, "Oh, for real? You believe that?" Brandon told him, he said, "Hey, bet your wife." He told that man to bet his wife in front of that. That white dude wanted to square up so bad, bro. It was so funny, bro. He was talking something. He was like, bet your wife. I was like, yeah, dog. Ready? You tell that man to bet his wife?
Be on that.
I was like, goodness, man. That was so funny. That was the closest I ever saw us get to a fight. It got to a fight besides the Bullitt County thing, but that was funny. That was hilarious to me. Yeah, that was funny. Hey, quick question before we get up out of here. ESPN put something up. They said one got to go. Remember the time Space Jam or Coach Carter?
Ooh.
Okay, so you gotta go first. The first one that can't go anywhere.
Exactly.
The first one that can't go.
So it's between Coach Carter and Space Jam. What it sounds like.
I'm sorry, Coach Carter.
Really?
I'm sorry.
Based on a real life story.
Space Jam got nostalgia to it, but that's childhood right there.
All right, okay.
Space Jam, yeah, because I say they give you like the childhood feel now, and then it leaves, remember the time.
So Carter didn't have that soundtrack, bro. You gotta get it in your jam, with the Space Jam. All right, you know what I'm saying?
Coach Carter had a
He
soundtrack.
did.
Though.
I keep my heart and my soul. What's the rest of it? I can't remember the rest
So
of it.
you don't even know the word.
Yeah, I know, but I know the beat. I know the beat though.
Hopeful for today.
Yes. That was it. That was it. That was it in the movie.
Yeah.
Was it in the movie?
That one, I like that song.
That was the one I'm talking about.
one.
The one I'm talking about was with DMX. I keep my heart and my soul. My heart and made it go. I can't remember the words, but that's how it went. It was DMX was in the song though.
I say Coach Carter had to go because
Yeah, I agree with you.
Remember the Titans is like legendary, and his message was bigger than sports.
You drop the ball, you run a mile. You drop a pass, you run a mile. I'm putting my foot in your John Brown hand parts, and you still run a mile. Perfection.
Okay, what tight end when you need him?
Yo, where the drop at, man? We need the drop. Tight. What a drop. What a drop at, tight. That's good, man. All right, man, fellas. Anything else y'all want to hit on before we get up out of here? It's a great episode. We can talk for the rest of the night.
Man. Really good.
Fellas, man. DJ, let them know where they can find you at before we get up out of here, boss, man.
Man, Hollywood_media on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Hollywood Media with 2 A's on Facebook. Would love for you to support me. Actually coming with some YouTube content this summer.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start recording myself doing some shoots, then doubling back and breaking them down through like YouTube content, and also just expressing like my journey as a photographer, videographer. So others think that it's possible. Well, I'm still in the beginning stages of it, but it's gonna be something great, and I want others to see that and be inspired by it as well. So look out for that this summer.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
yes,
look
sir.
out for it.
Marcus, what you gotta say to the people before we get up out of here, Marcus?
Man, shout out home team, man. Shout out the usuals, man. We over time, so I ain't gonna go through the list, man. Y'all have a blessed one, man, and tune in.
Hey, man, as always, man, I appreciate y'all so much, man. Thank y'all for rocking with us here at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, coolest podcast in your ear, man. Shout out to the 46334 BTW Macon County, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man. Thank y'all so much, man. Shout out to the University of South Alabama for giving me my degree, man. Shout out to my wife, my mom, my family, man. Love y'all so much, man. We appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to my co-host, and shout out to our guest who's like a host, DJ, for coming in and gracing us today, man. Tonight, every day, for watching us and being with us, man. We appreciate y'all. I also got another thing coming, man. I was watching the Grammys. And I said I can sing better than a lot of those people that won Grammy. So I have an album coming out next year. Y'all be on the lookout for that. Y'all be on the lookout for that, man. Y'all be on the lookout for that album coming.
Let's go.
Next year sometime. I don't know when, but it's coming. So y'all be ready to look out for it, man. Appreciate y'all so much, man.
Now.
No, I don't DJ no more. Well, I actually still got the control over those. I'm still trying to learn, but we gonna figure it out. I don't know. We gonna see. But yeah, man, album coming next year. It's gonna be dope. But yeah, man, y'all have a good one, man. We appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us here at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast. Make sure y'all subscribe, like, comment, use the hashtag WCTPod, man. We got really big things coming down the pipe. I have just reached out to a really big name, like a really, really big name. Hopefully, it's gonna take some time. So hopefully we can get that back. And hopefully we can make that an interview, man. So we appreciate y'all so much. Thank y'all so much, man. Before we get up out of here, man, you always know how we do it, man. Y'all have a good one. No, better yet, man, y'all have a great one. Y'all be blessed, man. One love.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Water Cooler Talk. Make sure to follow us on our socials on Instagram and TikTok at Water Cooler Talk, and on YouTube at The Coolest Pod 23. Also, make sure to like and subscribe on your favorite podcast player so that you never miss an episode.